Hold up. If you wanna go and take a ride with me, better hit me, baby, one more time.
More variety than you can imagine. Relax Radio.
The Chat Trap.
A very good morning to everybody. How is everybody doing? It is a Thursday, and I know everybody is super excited for the weekend. I don't know about you, but I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get a few days to myself. I can't wait to, relax a little this weekend. And I'm sure that you are looking forward to the weekend as well. Well, whatever it is, make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio because we are going to be talking about a lot of very interesting things. Now, before we get into the conversation, actually, I want you to do a little favor for me, okay? I want you to do a little something for me. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know how your day is going so far. Let me know what you are thinking. Let me know what's going on in your head. Drop a hi. There's a comment section down below. And because this is happening live, I can communicate with you. I can talk to you live as and when it is happening. So that's pretty amazing. Go right ahead. Let me know how your day is going. Are you excited for the weekends? Do you have any plans for the weekend? Let me know by leaving a comment down below or by calling me on our number that is 07852 473 473. I just want to say thank you so much to every single one of you that are a part of the show so far. We have quite a lot of people listening in on our website. We have quite a lot of you listening in on our app as well. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Go ahead, show us some love on our social media as well, okay? That's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, basically any of the social media platforms out there, we are on it. So go show us some love. Say hi to me if you want to, talk about something with me, with something that's happening in the world or whatever it is. Go ahead and feel free to talk to me by connecting with me on our social media or by connecting with us on any possible platform. With that being said, let's get into the actual question for today, and that's, does COVID-19 actually have a brighter side? Is there anything good that is coming out of COVID-19? It's definitely a question that a lot of us have asked ourselves, right? Now, I know that I always talk about, look at the brighter side of things. I know I say that quite a lot, and I've told you how, just yesterday, actually, we were talking about how you need to, or rather, you have a responsibility to create pleasure during pain, right? You have a responsibility to find the joy, to find the light during darkness. Now, that's kind of what I want to talk about. And when I was talking to you about that got me thinking, COVID-19. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? The pandemic has been terribly hard on me because I'm a very extroverted person, and I love to go out. I love to meet people. I love to spend time with people. And when COVID happened, it was just it was really hard for me to deal with mentally, right? Because I couldn't meet people anymore, and the lockdown was so hard. I couldn't go out. I couldn't say hi to my family. I mean, it was really devastating. And I know the consequences of COVID-19 for people out there are so much worse. I know that people lost their jobs. People, lost their lives, which is absolutely terrible. So why am I asking you rather, if there is a brighter side of COVID-19? Is there a brighter side, a more positive way that we can look at this disaster at? And the answer to that question, at least in my opinion, is yes. Okay, yes, definitely there is a way we can look at it in a brighter light. There's a way we can look at it in a positive sense. And I know that kind of sounds really condescending. Trust me, thankfully, a lot of the people I know rather are safe, and they have their life. But I know that a lot of you out there did lose your friends, did lose your family because of COVID-19, right? And I feel like it could sound really condescending, me coming here and saying, look at the brighter side of the pandemic, look at the brighter side of COVID-19. But what I want to do is to try to maybe discuss with you and explore if there are any good things that came out of COVID-19. There is no, I'm not ignoring the fact that COVID-19 sucks. Like, the world would have been a better place if it didn't exist in the first place. We've lost so many lives. We've lost so many friends. It's taken a toll on us physically. It's taken a toll on us mentally. And COVID-19 absolutely sucks, okay? I mean, I'm sure that's one thing that all of us can agree on, right? But let's talk about the things that possibly possibly make the world a better place because of COVID-19. And definitely one thing that I want to talk about is our health habits, okay? So the reason I wanted to bring this conversation up and the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is because I came across this pretty interesting article. Excuse me. I came across this pretty interesting article, and that was with regards to the flu in the UK. Okay, so apparently in the UK and in the developed world, or in the world in general, the reported cases of the everyday flu has actually decreased a crazy amount. Okay, so the total flu cases, okay, in the UK, I didn't believe this for the longest time. I did not believe this, but apparently this is a fact. Apparently the UK reported just one flu case in total through December 2020 and January 2021. So for 2 months, for the entirety of UK, we only had one flu case, and apparently there hasn't been no flu outbreaks for the entire season. Common colds, doctors are saying that, the medical staff are saying that the common colds and things like that, the overall percentage of people that get contracted with the normal household flu has decreased quite a lot. So I was wondering, okay, why did we have one flu case or reported case of the normal viral flu in the UK? We only had one of those reported cases in December and in January, which is crazy, right? But it all goes back to our health habits, right? Now, I feel like because of COVID-19, one of the possibly positive things that could have come about, or one of the good things that could have come about, is essentially our sanitary or health habits. Because mind you not, for me, I'm a person that gets common colds very easily. So dust, I have an allergy to like dust or whatnot, but I haven't gotten a cold in a really long time. That's because you're wearing a mask, your hands are always clean because you're using sanitizer, your temperature is being checked constantly. So I feel like because of that, we definitely have a better sense of we have better health habits for sure. That's definitely something that COVID-19 kind of instilled in us that I do want to talk about more as well. But right now we're going to head on over to a break. When I come back though, a lot more interesting things await. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday. And what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I saving or investing for? Why am I doing it? When will I need the money? And how much money do I need? Yeah. So that's quite important, because when you're looking at your net worth, you've got to start with saying, well, what do I want my net worth to be, so that there's a goal, and then work backwards. How do I get there? And if I can start with £50 or $50 a week, if I save that every week, and you can go online and use calculators online. I don't have to teach you the maths behind it, but you can say, okay, and if I get a 3% return and I put this away for how long will it take to reach my goal? And that's called just this basic cash flow projection calculations. And it's what we use in financial planning all the time. What we say to clients is we say, okay, what is your goal? What is your objective? Where do you want to go to? And we discuss that in a lot of detail and over most of the meeting. And then the rest of it is saying, okay, in your exact circumstances, with your risk profile, with how you feel about investments and pensions and taxes and where you are and who you work with, and your education level, or your lack of education, or how involved you want to be. There's a lot of variables that we take into account, and then we say, okay, here's a plan. You start like this, that's great. And then we review it all the time. And we say, okay, we need to increase it, we're on track, we're not, this is what is happening. Because remember, when you're dealing with assets, the valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing what happened yesterday, and what you need is what's going to happen tomorrow. So that's a struggle. Yeah. So there are strategies everywhere from £50 a week up to £100 million pounds, and they're different, right? They range differently from everyone, but and from country to country, to be fair. Different countries have different tax laws, so different vehicles. But from your point of view, at the sort of normal end, I'm not going to call it the low end because I'm in that boat as well. It's as tax efficient as you can get it. That's where you start. You use all the tax efficiencies, and then you step up into different things.
The Chat Trap.
A very good day to you, and welcome back to the show. How is everybody doing? Hope your day is going absolutely amazing so far. We've had pretty amazing conversation, and I definitely want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what your, do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? That's okay. Go ahead and call me up on 07852 473 473. Make sure that you leave a comment down below as well, because we do have a lot of interesting things to talk about. I do have a lot of things that I do want to share with you, so go right ahead and let me know what you're thinking. The number to call me is 07852 473 473. Now, I asked you a question earlier on, and I know that could seem kind of condescending, and it could seem like, oh, what is she talking about? And that's with regards to COVID-19, right? I told you how COVID-19 has been an absolute kick in the butt for a lot of us. Like, it's been terrible for a lot of us, and a lot of us have not just lost our jobs, we've lost our friends, we've lost our family. It's taken a toll on us physically, it's taken a toll on us mentally, and COVID-19 just absolutely sucks, right? But the question I asked you earlier on was, do you think that there could possibly be any positives out of this whole COVID-19 crisis? Do you think that you personally experienced something good, or were you able to find the light during the period of COVID-19, right? That was a question I asked you, and I know that it can sound kind of unempathetic. It can sound a little condescending, but at the end of the day, I told you how, yes, COVID-19 sucks. That is definitely not something that I'm negating in any way, right? But also there were certain things that happened that we could talk about that actually improved our quality of life. Right. And a few things that I do want to talk about, right now is, firstly, I feel like because of COVID-19, a lot of us had more time on our hands, right? Okay, so take this for example. For me, again, this is my personal experiences. You could have a very different idea. You could have a very different opinion. Go right ahead and share it with me. But at least as per my understanding, or as per my opinion, one thing that I definitely think that happened with COVID-19 was that we were able to have so much more time on our hands, right? For me, it felt like the world was moving so fast that I was not even able to kind of grasp what was happening. happening, everything was so fast paced. Everybody was so busy. We barely had time for each other, right? But with COVID-19, I feel like this kind of changed. Okay. I feel like our economy is overheated today. And time is seen as something so valuable that we can't even waste it on our friends, our family. But COVID-19, we stacked our week with entertainment. We celebrated things that we didn't celebrate before, and that's definitely a positive that actually occurred in my life because of COVID-19. Again, you could possibly have a very different idea. You could possibly have a very different opinion, but I definitely want to know what you're thinking. See, again, for me, the positive about COVID-19 was that I got the opportunity to spend time on other things. Started spending time on myself. I started spending time on talking to people that I really should have been talking to in the first place. So I feel like in terms of getting your life back on track, COVID-19 was that little reminder that we needed, was a little tap on our back that all of us needed, so that we could be reminded that sometimes things aren't going to work the way we want it to, but we just got to function that way as well. So I guess COVID-19, in terms of looking at the brighter side of things, that's definitely one thing that COVID-19 taught me. Again, the pandemic definitely taught me to reflect and reconsider, because again, you had time for yourself. You didn't have to go to work every day. You didn't have to go for meetings. You didn't have to go outside all the time. So you all had time to reflect and reconsider on yourself. I don't know. Those are a few of the positives that I see with regards to COVID-19. Again, you could have a very different opinion. I want to know what you're thinking. That is why Relax Radio was formed in the first place, okay? The reason we were created is so that you get the opportunity to share your thoughts, to share your opinions with everybody out there. So go right ahead and let me know what you're thinking by leaving a comment down below, or telling me what's going on in your head by connecting with me on our social media. That is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and so much more. Go ahead, show us some love on our social media. Relax Radio is most definitely the place to be.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.